Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. We've got a customer saw that has a leaking late model style manual oil setup with the plastic on these Super XLs and XL-12s. They had this. Now, a lot of guys, myself included at one point, have destroyed a plunger trying to get it the hell out of there. I'm going to show you how it's supposed to be done. Don't just start pulling on it, because you're going to wreck it, and maybe the saw too. You've got to get this throttle handle cover off, and that can be a miserable proposition if these screw heads get boogered up. It can be really bad. So what I recommend is soak them with a little penetrating oil first. And if you're getting in here and you're cranking on it and it just isn't coming, like this one's kind of being a miserable shit, we're going to use the impact gun carefully. And we're going to actually try to tighten it just a smidge first. And then we're going to back it off. And that came right out. But you'll note, that's either paint on the threads or a little bit of Loctite. I'm not sure which. But given how these things act, I think it's Loctite. Which I am not putting back on. I never do. Once those are loose, that throttle handle cover comes right off. Screw it. Doesn't want to come out. Screw it. Haha. Alright. Now, you guys see that little dinky pin? That is what holds your manual oil plunger in. And those pliers aren't strong enough to do what I'm doing. I know better than that. Just take that pin. Donk. Look at that, she popped right up. So what you have, clean this up. You got the spring, you got the O-ring that forms the action, and see that relief right there? That's what that pin rides in. Your top and bottom stop are that pin in that groove. So when you put it back in, you've got to have that groove facing 90-degree in so that the pin can go into it. Now this thing was leaking, so we're just going to replace the O-ring on it. That part number is shown on the Homelite parts. The IPLs, it's easy to find. 74388 if I remember correctly. That old one, look at that, it actually managed to break it. It tells you how rotten it is. So just get your new one and carefully install it. Just work it around. You can hold it in place, it'll go a lot quicker. There we go. Put our spring back on. See how that coil is there? If you twist this way, you're twisting the coil tighter. If you twist backwards, it loosens it, so it goes right on. So I'm going to line this up. That pin should slip right in without any trouble. Right there. See that? Done. All you got to do, put the throttle handle cover back on and tighten those two screws down. That is how you service the late model manual oiler on a Super XL or XL-12.